Hello, gorgeous souls. Welcome to Aeipathy. Happy to have you here at the channel today. Of course, we have another pick a card reading for you. We are asking today for very open messages from Spirit, Source Energy, whatever you need to know most, whatever messages have to come through for you, for whatever is going on for you currently within your life. It's always very open-ended and kind of more universal guidance when we do these types of readings. And I think these are really wonderful because, as other readers have stated also, and I agree, when we leave it open-ended and allow Spirit to come in and present whatever you most need to be aware of, the messages are often contain more depth, more clarity. They give you a wider, range of awareness into your current life circumstances. So I think it's just a wonderful way to present information to you that you may not even know to ask. Some of the things that come through in these readings, or readings that I've done for myself when I frame them in this context, it's things that I never would have even known how to ask to get to derive and arrive at those answers, to get that information. So I love these types of readings. Again, spirit messages. We're just going to allow the universe to talk to us today, to come through and present whatever it is we most need to know. Before we get started, we'd just like to say doing some new things today. So first and foremost, as you can see, you are getting a glimpse of my beautifully imperfect, perfect table, this gorgeous wood. Maybe it'll be a nice different change of scenery, good backdrop for the reading today. I just felt inclined to do this. And I think it looks gorgeous so far on camera. Also, I'm continuing to grow every time I see a new subscriber. It makes me feel so excited. I am absolutely loving building my brand, my presence here on this platform, and every individual who chooses to share space, who makes their way here to connect with me, who chooses to support the channel in any way that they do so, through engagement, through subscribing, sharing, liking, commenting, whatever it is that you're doing. Thank you so much. Keep doing it, because it's really giving me a lot of energy right now to continue doing this and to feel inspired to continue to do this and bring guidance to the collective. So I appreciate you very much. Let's get into the piles. We have some black decks today with some beautiful crystals, some of my favorite palm stones right now, and this one actually is new. It's gorgeous. Pile 1, we have the Poe Tarot. That's going to be with this is a purple. Look at that. It's like stunning. It's got all of these different striations of color in there. I'm not quite sure what this one is, so I'm just going to call that the purple crystal. Pile 2 is the Tarot de Carlotydes, and that is going to be paired with the Peach Moonstone. This is new. Just got this. Yep, that's gorgeous. Just got this a week ago. So loving that. Loving when these match back perfectly to the decks I own. That's always fun. Pile 3 is the Pacific Northwest Tarot. That's going to be with Amazonite. Go ahead and take a moment to reflect over the piles, whichever one is drawing you in most, whichever crystal calls to you most. I will meet you over at your reading in a moment for your messages directly from Spirit. Hey, Pile 1, so happy to have you here today with me for messages from Spirit. An awesome, awesome reading that every time we do this, we get some of the, insights with the greatest amount of depth and clarity and awareness and just peace, assurance. I just think, the love that Source has for us is unmatched by anything else. And so even when we're tapping into the energy of our person of interest, or we're, asking about things related to ourselves, nothing is just going to have as pure of intention and heart and have as resonating and as profoundly healing of a message as that which comes directly from Source. Of course, all insights are derived from Spirit, but when we give them the open door to talk to us and just to present whatever it is that they most want us to know, they're always there for us. They always have our back. And so when we allow them to communicate directly and we state the intent to be open to receiving their messages, it's really very, very special. So you've chosen this gorgeous purple crystal today. Not sure what this one is, but at any rate, it's amazing. We've also got this beautiful backdrop today of my awesome little table, which I love. We're going to see how that goes today versus my standard background. And you're also going to be using, or not, you're not using, but I'm going to be using, you're going to be enjoying the Poe Tarot, which is a lovely, relatively new deck by a friend of mine, Trisha. And it's nice and deep, a little bit darker if you're familiar with Poe. His work is it's definitely different. So we're going to start with the tarot today. We're also going to get lots of oracle cards. We'll pull guidance, but this whole entire reading is just going to be about whatever it is that Spirit wants you to know most, whatever needs to come through for whatever you're dealing with in your life presently, whatever that may be, those certain circumstances. They could be, you could be at a crossroads. You could just be on the verge of making a decision. You could be at a fork in the road where you have multiple options. Whatever it is, go ahead and set your intention first and foremost that you're open to receiving the insights today within this reading. But also, if you do have anything in particular that you're hoping to gain clarity on, set your intention for that as well, that you'd love for Spirit to come through and to sort of bring a level of awareness and clarity and, a depth of validation, perhaps also to whatever it is that you're considering or pondering or grappling with currently. Just state that you'd like to have some clarity on that situation, and then you'll get it. In line with that, I'd also suggest that you pick a sign, which can be anything at all, anything of significance to you. It helps to anchor those messages, validate them for you, and it allows you to develop a really trusting relationship with Spirit as well. Because, as much as we know how this magical universe works, every time we receive those validations, it's just it's special. Every single time. I never get tired of how good it feels, what a surprise it is to have Spirit communicate with you, do what you ask, ask and it is given, give you those signs, and, relay those messages to you in ways that you've asked for them to do. Just lets you know that they're really there for you. So let's start with the Poe Tarot, which has not been an easy tarot to shuffle today. What does pile 1 most need to know, Spirit? What would you most like to communicate for pile 1 today? Can be absolutely anything at all. Not necessarily love focused, although that may come through. So we have the Wheel. We're starting off big for you all today. Let's make sure that that's in shot. There we go. I feel like I have lots and lots of space. So I definitely want to make use of that today with lots of cards for you. We have the Queen of Paws. That's the Queen of Pentacles in this deck. The 7 of Candles, that's the 7 of Wands. Temperance, and I think we can do one more. Why not? The Tower. Yeah, that bad boy needed to come out. Clarifying these energies. For the Wheel, we have the 9 of Wells. That's the 9 of Cups. Already, these are big energies for you, pile 1. Very exciting. We have the 5 of Wells. That's the 5 of Cups. The Ace of Wells, Ace of Cups. Oh my goodness, is this amazing. The Star. Oh, this is fantastic. And the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Gracious. This is so, so good. If you've chosen this pile, well, you know what? Quite honestly, a little fun fact, insider information. I'm just the conduit. I'm just the channel for these messages. So quite often, because it's very difficult to self-read, when you, as a reader, channel, oftentimes these messages are just as much for me as they are for the viewers. And I can sort of gain an awareness while I'm doing the reading, but other times if I feel very drawn to, if I kind of remember bits and pieces, I'll actually go back and I'll watch the reading myself. And they'll speak to my situation in my life also. So they're really special. And this one is, I'm wondering if this one is going to have any relevance because it's so good. The Magician on the bottom is the overall energy supporting the reading, which is wonderful. Okay. Need some space here. Let's pull some Oracle. We need lots of Oracle. This is the Enchanted Map Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. We got 2. Unexpected visitors, number 41, and details. Oh my goodness. I'm getting chills as I'm even preparing to read these energies. I have no idea why. I haven't really focused much on them other than they're amazing. So we'll see what is coming through. Yeah, and then we're going to use also the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. I recently did a deck review on this deck. She is brilliant, amazing artist, creator. I don't think she created the images, but even just this being her body of work and her stylization of her decks and then the creation of them, how she goes about them is just really incredible. And this is her newest one, and it's probably the best of all of them. We had a ton fall on the floor. Quite a few. So I'm going to take a look at these and then just pop them back in. And if they're meant to come out again, you know the drill, they will. The grandmothers. This one did fall out before. That says, remember your roots, perspective, trust the weavings. And Sophia, divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within, and destiny. What exciting energies for you, pile one. This is so good. And just because I feel like it, and I'm a huge supporter of Abraham, Esther Hicks, and Jerry Hicks, and then Abraham is obviously the channeled embodiment of source that Esther is connected to. So these are the well-being cards that are, ooh, what in the world? Today is just a really, Spirit really wants to talk today. I don't think I've ever had this happen before. So often. So, messing up my table. All right, let's try this again. What do we have for pile one? We're going to go ahead and read that in a bit. But it does say, to feel better is the root of every desire. For us to feel better is the only reason any one of us wants anything. I have to say, I'm guided to say, pile one, that you are going to feel better quite shortly if you haven't already begun to, because the wheel is turning for you is what I'm hearing. And Spirit is here to affirm for you that things are about to start going your way. In truth, we also have the Nine of Cups, or the Nine of Wells here. This is an energy of wish fulfillment, of gaining stability, independence, of having everything that you've desired and wanted falling into place for you. This Abraham card also says, if you had only one goal, and that was to feel good, you would live successfully and happily and in a way of fulfilling your life's purpose ever after. I do think this is something that you're in the process of mastering. You are a huge manifester. Of course, we have the Magician supporting the underlying energy of this entire reading. So you are a very deliberate and skilled creator of your world. To be clear, everybody has the capability. That is how the universe works. We all naturally create and develop the experiences that we have in life. You know, our entire life's path is made up of our choices, our free will, our energetic vibration that we present to the universe. That's what attracts in everything that we experience, including right down to the interactions we have with others, the people that come into our lives, the relationships we develop. So you really do have the capability, though, beyond what others have, to very easily, I said, skillfully, and to a very advantageous extent, you are able to develop and create the world that you'd like to have. So it feels as though what's coming about here is you are stepping into an energy of manifestation and of an ability to start to really bring in the things that you want. The Wheel of Fortune, of course, is all about luck also, or good fortune, goodwill, things turning favorably, a fortuitous time. Of course, the wheel just also represents cyclic changes, energetic shifts also. But with this wheel turning and the Nine of Cups presenting, and we also have this Queen of Pentacles energy, the energy of somebody who's stable and secure and grounded. This is somebody who is stepping into power and stepping into, again, that degree of security and stability that perhaps was eluding you in the past. We have this Five of Wells or Five of Cups energy, this energy of loss and disappointment. And coming up directly underneath the Queen of Pentacles, this indicates, of course, that you've had a lot of ability in your past to essentially have things go your way, or to have this amount of stability. Again, it's always been within you. You're a powerful manifester, and yet doesn't seem to have gone that way for you. Instead, in fact, what you've also experienced is usually going to be some, element of disappointment and loss, lack. Abundance has eluded you quite a bit, is what I'm hearing, and you've never attained this level that you could be at, that you've hoped for. This details card, which is card number 7, again, a number of divinity, very divine energies coming through for you, even with Sophia. Divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within, and destiny. This is your destiny, pile 1. We're all intended to experience life joyfully, to feel good. Again, this Abraham card is harkening back to this idea that the entire goal of every human incarnating is to expand, to grow, to have these life experiences, and to feel good, and to have joyful, happy interactions and encounters, and just experience and love life. With that said, the wisdom here, this divine wisdom and intelligence, this element of destiny, this seems to be tying into this idea of details for me, this divine energy of finally getting things sorted out, sifted out, and the energy turning in your favor. So if you've watched any of my readings, apologize for the wobbly camera, you'll know that the A lady, she interrupts me almost every reading, no matter what I do, and I've even unplugged her, and then that just creates a whole wealth of other problems. So anyway, as I was saying on that track, that could be very well a sign from Spirit with her interrupting, that, this is very much about, again, you finally attending to those details, or those details finally being attended to, you aligning with this energy of wish fulfillment, desire, dreams becoming reality, this idealism that you've had for so long, despite all of this loss and disappointment. It's finally kind of coming into play for you. The wheel is turning and shifting, and you're stepping into this energy for the first time, which you've always had access to and have had available to you, pile 1, but that you've never been able to actually kind of harness the power of, to make real. Details is now not only you aligning with the divine plan, you having this inner wisdom, this inner call, impulse, you're being guided in a different way than you ever have before, and it really feels as though you're finally gaining the strength. We even have the 7 of Wands here, so you're gaining the strength, this ability to now really take charge of your life and to have this new beginning. You're feeling this emotional, this like visceral response in every part of your body that just tells you it is time to act, it is time to go after what I want. I am done living a life of disappointment and loss. So the details are finally being attended to, and you're really getting on track for all of the things that you're wanting. Temperance also is such a beautiful energy. With the Star, you almost can't get anything better. This is Spirit saying everything is about to come into balance. Everything is alchemizing and blending perfectly. Again, this perfect storm of all of these elements of your life that have been waiting to come together are finally beginning to make their way into being. We have the grandmother's card here, which is, of course, relating to ancestral patterns, generational and genealogical lines. Remember your roots, perspective, and trust the weaving. So this is about, again, ancestry, perhaps patterns of behavior, or patterns of, I guess, a way of living. It's giving me this energy. Well, really, you know what this is? This is Spirit basically saying to you, look, you come from a long line of people who have done things a certain way, who have embodied things a certain way, who've had these certain ideologies or beliefs, and that doesn't support you anymore. And it's time to distance and step away from that. Remember, keep in perspective your roots, okay? Remember where you came from, of course, but at the same time, trust the weavings and the workings of the universe, that inner divine wisdom within with Sophia. The divine plan is underway and at work for you, pile 1. And so as much as you can honor your past, you have to know that what supports your future best in creating all of these things that you are wanting is to be open, is to let go of what no longer serves you from your past, and to really, again, step into this energy of optimism, of, feeling supported and guided by source, and grounded, secure, ready to take action, to be inspired. Candles is fire energy, firepower. That's people being inspired and motivated and engaged with life. The star energy is so beautiful. It even says, when the light was extinguished, she covered me warm, and she prayed to the angels to keep me from harm, to the queen of the angels to shield me from harm. So this is giving me the idea, of course, angels, the idea of our spirit guides, our ancestors, even perhaps anybody on your spiritual team that is here for you to help support you and help you to become, what it is that you've always been intended for. I really think that you're getting a lot of divine support right now, pile one. This is coming in strongly. We even have unexpected visitors. This almost makes me think, of the idea that there are others on the other side. Look at how she's peeking in. She can't quite see, obviously, what's going on here, but the light is shining through in this dark space. And here we even have a bunny. Look at how gorgeous that is. A symbol of abundance, of fertility, of just prosperity and goodness. This is really, there's so much going on behind the scenes. There's so much at work and at play for you. And it's all always been going on. This is unexpected visitors. This element of the divine intervening and supporting you and always being there to assure you and to guide you, that's always been there. It's been there for everyone. But again, you've had a very strong ability to tap into that, but yet you have not done so until currently. The energy that supports the idea of things collapsing and falling away for better things to come about is highlighted in this Tower energy, which represents certain endings, destruction perhaps, things falling away for better things to come in their place. With this Ten of Pentacles, this again is supporting this idea of this Queen of Pentacles, which is all about abundance and prosperity and success and stability and happiness. It's all coming in for you, pile one, as a result of sort of other things falling away. Again, I think that relates to the past and this idea that you're letting go of things that no longer serve you. A lot of it seems to be tied to family, whether it's actual family members or it's patterns of behavior or belief systems that no longer serve you, that you're not aligning with as your truth. You're seeing things more optimistically. You're seeing things working out for you. I do think you've begun to see this wheel shifting already, but there's still more to come, is what I'm hearing. This Abraham card says, if you had only one goal, and that was to feel good, you would live successfully and happily and in a way of fulfilling your life's purpose ever after. So I do believe I already read this card, but what's interesting about this is that it says to feel better is the root of every desire. If you had only one goal, and that was to feel good. So the root of every desire is to feel better or is to feel good. And if you make that your priority, pile one, to feel good, to feel better, it says everything is going to come into balance and fall into place for you. That's all we pretty much need to do for all of this to come about, is to continue to just believe in the magic, believe in the support that may be unseen, that may not be, readily apparent to you, but that is very much there. And again, that is supporting this expansion and this ascension. It does feel like an ascension process for you right now. Stepping into magician energy, there's really so much that's about to change for you. And Spirit is just wanting you to know how much this is going to impact your life. And you need to embrace it and not be afraid, not be hesitant or doubtful. All of this is waiting for you. These are some of the most beautiful energies I've ever seen in a single spread, especially from Spirit. Oh my goodness, how amazing. So let's go ahead and get some more information, because I'm loving this. I'm loving this. We're good on time. I want to see what else Spirit wants to share with us about what you can expect. What else do you want us to know for pile one? Spirit, what else do you want us to know? We have the Hanged One, or the Hanged Man. We have the Two of Cups. We have the Queen of Cups. The Three of Swords. And the Empress. How interesting. I'm going to pull some clarifiers for this energy as well. So let's go ahead and clarify the energies of this tarot, please. We have the Great Mother. Surrender to the mystery. Fall into her arms. Release the petals. Transformation. Death and rebirth. Shedding. All change. And the Wasteland. Sustainability. Slow down. Tend to your garden. This is about emotional balance. And this is what you're being called to pursue most right now, pile one. We have the Queen of Cups here, which is the Queen of Cups here, which is all about an energy of emotional stability. This person, a Queen of Cups energy, which is Cancerian energy, has all of her emotions perfectly in balance. Now, what's interesting is that in most depictions of the Queen of Cups, her cup has a lid on it. So she has it very well controlled, very well managed. And while she's very caring and nurturing and giving and compassionate, she also, again, has all of that in balance. She's not overreactive or over emotional, impulsive. A divinely guided person who is in that right upsided, beautifully aligned Queen of Cups energy is going to be naturally very emotionally evolved, very emotionally mature, and very well balanced in those emotions. If we have a reversed Queen of Cups, so someone who's ill dignified and in a very distorted Queen of Cups energy, that's going to be the energy which we're kind of more seeing here right now with this Three of Swords or Three of Quills. And as you see, this cup that's actually overflowing, which is indicative to me of emotions not being well controlled or not in balance. So what's important here to understand is that in order for you to really shift things fully, to come out of this energy that you've been sitting in of pain or of loss, again, we have the Three of Swords, we had the Five of Cups earlier, is really to step into your power, this Empress energy, and to get your emotions into balance in the way in which you're approaching life. It says, the great mother, surrender to the mystery, fall into her arms. And I really think that's what this hanged one or hanged man energy is exemplifying. This idea of really surrendering to what is and trusting the process. You don't have to fight against the current pile one. This is not what this is about. This is about trusting spirit and truly surrendering. Surrendering means to be content and at peace with what is. You can be eager for more. You can be excited for what's to come, but you have to be in acceptance and you have to be open to receiving whatever that is, and okay with the present set of circumstances. With this Two of Cups energy, this is very interesting as well. It says, release the petals, transformation, death and rebirth, shedding, and all change. Again, I do think that this is also speaking to the idea of a relationship and the idea of emotional balance. I do think that that's what's been preventing you from having a stable relationship with others, whether it be romantic or just in general with others in your life, close-knit family, friends, acquaintances, whatever friendship groups, even coworkers. What's been preventing you from maintaining and stabilizing these relationships, these connections, is again this over emotional tendency to be very reactive, again very impulsive, to not always be very balanced and assured in your emotions. But what Spirit is saying also is that if you do align with this energy of growth and of expansion, of getting emotions under control, we have the wastelands here, sustainability, slow down, and tend to your garden. If you take that time for healing, to gain that sense of inner peace, then what you can look forward to is this Empress energy, this beautiful energy of abundance, of just being in balance, being aligned, being content with life, experiencing all of the goodness that life has to offer. And in fact, I want to pull a clarifier for this Empress card. Let's get a clarifier for the Empress, please, Spirit. Through the corridor of my joy is the pathway to my desire. Most say, when I get that, I will be joyful. But you must be joyful first. You must start with the determination that I will not settle for less than feeling good. So again, there's a lot of indicators here about feeling good and feeling balanced and content in the energy as it presents currently. That's very much Empress energy. Again, being eager for more perhaps, but being so content, being surrendered, being aligned with the divine plan, knowing and trusting that everything is working out for you, pile one, as it needs to and as it's meant to, in line with your desires. You're going to get everything that you want, but you have to get your emotions in balance in order for that to begin to unfold for you. Let's go ahead and just pull a little bit of final guidance for you as well. Let's see what final guidance Spirit has for you. We have the Four of Wands, Four of Candles, Judgment, the Ten of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. Already a strong message of moving past and beyond perceived limitations, limited lines of thinking, beliefs, any perceived obstacles or overwhelm. Again, I also do think, and I'm guided to say, I believe that to be very emotional in nature for a lot of you. So not necessarily presenting as physical barriers or challenges, obstacles, but more emotional ones. And really stepping into power, realizing the truth with Judgment that you have this capability to be stable. And look at this Four of Wands, Four of Candles. this is showing, you know, you can have this beautiful relationship, this beautiful, loving, supportive energy, this energy of harmony and stability, with fours in tarot representing, of course, groundedness and security and happiness and joy. Move past those obstacles, pile one, because you can do it. Again, a lot of this struggle that you've had has been in your own process of thought. It's been your own emotions being out of balance and out of alignment with the truth of what is the reality of the situation. Let's actually go ahead and ask, what is the reality with Judgment? The Nine of Swords. It's been all of your own anxiety, your own, again, limited lines of thinking, your own lack mindset, pile one, that's inhibited you from growth and from moving toward all of the abundance that you seek and that is totally and readily available to you. We have the Page of Cups as well. Again, this is someone who doesn't have a whole lot of emotional maturity or balance, someone who's very underdeveloped or lacking in skill of managing their emotions. But the Six of Swords promises that you can move on from that energy, and quite easily as well. Look at how this beautiful couple is just sailing along on this gorgeous swan, a representation of love. I do think there's something sort of swimming, if you will, no pun intended, or rattling around in the background that involves a relationship. And I really think that it's possible that that is going to come into balance as well. But it's important that this independent energy of self, of gaining this inner fortitude, this inner sense of resiliency to step into balance and groundedness as an individual, is going to need to come first before the rest of this can kind of fall into place. We have Field of Dreams. Again, everything that you desire, pile one. Flying. It's time to fly the nest. It's time to fly away to a better state of being. Don't let anything hold you back. We have more energy of the Empress too, with 21 reducing to 3. We have number 2 here, so we already had the Two of Cups. Again, that energy of connection. And we have here cleaning house. So the energy of 10, completion. It's time to clean house, whether this be literal or figurative. It's time to close out a major cycle, again, to move forward, to move past, to get all of those cobwebs of clutter, of, you know, chaotic thinking, of just the idea that things cannot work out for you, and release. Let that go, because what's ahead for pile one? Talisman. That to me is inner peace. That's contentment. Slow and steady. Working towards this energy of right here. Peaks of joy. Again, energy of the Empress. 33 also reducing down to number 6, the energy of unconditional love. So there's love headed for you, pile one. There's stability. There's blessings. There's beautiful energy of just expansion, you know, growth, gaining what you hope for. The Field of Dreams is you know, everything you could possibly imagine. This Nine of Cups energy, it's all in the divine plan, and it's always been yours for the taking, pile one. You've just needed to align with that energy of that manifestation, and it will come to you. So pile one, I so hope you've enjoyed this reading. If it has resonated for you, go ahead and click the subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and also the notification bell. Then we're friends officially, and we will always be connected. You will know when I post. You will be able to, you know, of course, be able to engage and be the first to know when things are posted, and be here right away for these messages, which are so wonderful. This was such a great reading. So consider doing that if you haven't already done so. Of course, like, share also. Any engagement supports the continued vision of this channel, which is to reach the wider collective. So I have so enjoyed connecting with you today. Until next time, pile one, I hope you take great care. Bye-bye. Hey, pile two. Welcome to your reading. You chose my gorgeous Peach Moonstone, brand new crystal that I just acquired a week ago. And one of my favorite tarot decks right now, the Tarot de Carlotydes, a gorgeous, I believe, independently created deck, but it's available. The author and creator has put the deck on Amazon. So there will be a link below for this deck if you are interested in purchasing it, in a pinned comment down below. I believe, yep, it is the only deck being used today in terms of the tarot piles that is available, mass marketed. So, and well worth it. Great, great images. So, pile Pile 2, we are going to be asking Spirit today what you most need to know. Anything at all can come through for you. It can be love related or not. I'm leaving it very open to Spirit. I love when we do these very open-ended kind of universal guidance readings. And the reason for that is because a lot of times, you know, most often, what we need to know and what we would be best suited to know isn't always what we're asking. We're often asking about our person, and, you know, while that's definitely interesting and fun and good to know as well, you know, everybody's favorite reading is feelings and things along those lines. You know, there's nothing more pure than the love from Source. And so when we get these readings where they present to us whatever guidance and wisdom they'd like to share with us about our life path and what's going on with us, it just, there's, again, nothing more pure, that's more, I just say, creates the best amount of clarity, awareness, and peace. So, you know, pile 1 went amazing. Again, keeping it very open-ended, very clear for Spirit to communicate. The cards have been all over the place today, as you're seeing. And I think Spirit is definitely ready to talk to us. So we're going to get into this in just a moment. But before we begin pile 2, if you skip the intro, just would like to remind you that you should set your intention, get into receiving mode for these messages today. Be prepared for whatever comes through. Again, it could be love related or not. It could be triggering, it could not be, but you want to be open and ensure you're in the right energy, the right space in order to receive those messages. You should also be sure to select a sign as well as a general practice when watching readings. By doing so, you make it possible for Spirit to more directly communicate with you. Of course, we're asking today, you know, for Spirit to come through, but you know, you'll find that when you select a sign, it'll also show up in other areas of your life, not just in the reading. And when you do that, then you allow Spirit, again, a very direct and clear channel to validate for you the messages and the signs and syncs that come through for you so that you can take them in and really affirm that trust and faith in the universe, that they do have your back and they are working things out for you. I feel called to take that card. I've been told to take that, so we will. And it just allows, again, a really, really wonderful relationship to Spirit. So I'm going to start with the tarot, of course. Again, these just been sliding all over the place today. We're going to start with the tarot. We're going to pull lots of oracle. We're just going to see what you need to know most. Pile 2. This is the 3 of Pentacles. So that's a good energy to start with. The energy of collaboration and creation. Could be work related for you today. What does pile 2 most need to know? Look at that. I thought I took that out and I didn't. So it's just a beautiful lady on the card. So maybe we have some divine feminine energies viewing this pile today. We have El Sol, the sun, gorgeous. So yeah, very radiant energy. Either way, the energy of just a beautiful, beautiful feminine energy is coming through, which is interesting because the sun is actually masculine energy. What else? What else? We have the 4 of Swords. We have the King of Cups. And we have the Knight of Cups. If I had more time and more ability to, I would actually brush up on my Spanish here by reading just the top names and seeing if I could figure it out. I'm sure I could, but I'm on camera and I want to do this a little bit quickly, so I won't make you sit through that. Good thing they have the English ones on there too. So the 4 of Wands clarifying this energy, the Ace of Swords as well. We have the energy of death coming through for you. We have the 6 of Pentacles. Oh, and 2 for you here. The Hermit coming in with the Hierophant. Okay. That's wonderful. Let's just make sure all of these are looking good and they're in shot. I believe that they are, so that's wonderful. The energy that is supporting the overall reading underlying here is the King of Swords. You're in your head a lot, pile 2, and that's not the right place to be considering the energies that I'm seeing here. You're on a very spiritual journey right now, a very deep inward journey. And you're learning a lot, so it's important that you are in the right space and the frame of mind to support that. But we're going to help you with that today. We're going to get you some guidance, and I'm sure that'll come out in the actual reading. Let's go ahead and pull some Enchanted Map Oracle cards. These are by Colette Baron Reed. These are incredible. We have 42, Wide Open. And we have number 45, Sad Embrace. Not getting a whole lot of sad energy from you, although possibly so with this Death and the Four of Swords. It more just feels very tired, very, well, I guess it's a little sad. It's a hopeless feeling of sorts. I just think you've been through the ringer lately, pile 2. There's been a lot going on for you. It's caused you to be overthinking. The messages are really flowing for you very easily here. We also have the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. The second bloom, a second chance. It's never too late, new possibilities. And of course, that's what we have here with Death. I'm being told to get 3 for you today. The Holy Grail, stop the endless searching, inner quest. Healing the mother line. Healing, ancestral work, mother line, and growing up. Hopefully you can see. Oh, I love this. I love this space today. There's so much energy here on the table and ability to present all of it to you clearly with all of this space. Let's go ahead and get a card from the Well-Being cards by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Of course, these are featuring insights from Abraham, which is the channeled source energy that Esther connects to. And we have, my purpose in life is joy. All those sunflowers, beautiful. The basis of your life is freedom. The purpose of your life is joy. You are free to choose new avenues for joy. And in your joyous growth, you will add to the experience of all that is. Pile 2, what's really coming through strongly for you again is that there's been a lot of heaviness in your experience recently. There's been a little bit of, well, not a little bit. There's been a lot of upheaval and change and cause for you to make adjustments and again to become tired and to need a rest. And I don't think that there's been a lot of joy or freedom in your experience lately. I don't think you've been feeling the energies of those concepts prevalent in your experience recently. But what I'm here to tell you is that the purpose of every human being that is here is to seek and experience joy. Everyone is deserving of this. It is your birthright. And you are, in truth, a very radiant being. I'm hearing you bring a lot of light to other people's lives. You're a very uplifting, optimistic, joyous, radiant energy. With the sun presenting here, and remember, the card that came out first was just the cover art for this tarot deck, which shows and depicts a very lovely woman. And it gave me kind of the same concept of energy of just somebody who's very beautiful and has such a gorgeous soul. Truly, when I say gorgeous souls, I mean that. You can tell when someone just has a very pure spirit, and I think you're a very pure-hearted person. You know, with the Ace of Swords here, though, it's striking me that life has just gotten to you in recent time. You're just feeling a little bit less sunny, if you will. There's been some realities or some truths and some communication perhaps, or just some awareness, some type of revelations that have come to be presently in your experience that have just been a little bit of a rain cloud on your sunny day, if you will. They've tainted and tarnished your view. It's causing you to be a bit out of balance. You know, we have this Three of Pentacles energy, that energy of creation that came out first before we even finished shuffling. And it's clarified by the Four of Wands. So this is the energy of stability, of harmony, of happiness, of joy, and of a relationship. And actually, I am reading this in 2 contexts. This very well could be relating to you wanting to collaborate and come together with a partner in a relationship context, or it can also be about firm foundations being established in a career and wanting to perhaps expand in the realm of your working career, your finances, again, gaining that sense of stability, that happiness, that joy. Notice though how in this particular Four of Wands card, there's nothing joyous actually happening here. We of course have the little garlands, the looks like flowers or so, you know, situated with these 4 wands, which looks like it's ready for ceremony or ready for something, you know, joyous to take place. But we have this little girl that's situated here, and she's just staring out, you know, into the emptiness of what is. There's nothing happy taking place, but she's waiting. She's optimistic. She's even holding a little rose or a little flower. Hope that you can see that. Let's go ahead and focus, camera. Come on. There we are. So You know, this energy again of wanting to collaborate, wanting to create, wanting things to be a little different than they are is what I'm getting, is very much the energy of where you're sitting presently. You're very open, and this card even says wide open. 42, which reduces to 6, the number of unconditional love. I do think that you are very focused on developing deeper connections, either romantically or again in life in general. But the recent harshness and realities of life has gotten to you. And I think that you're encountering some big changes and some really deep learning and processing is underway for you, pile two. So what happens, we have this hermit energy here with the Hierophant. And when we have this very introspective, almost it says dark night of the soul, or just a very heavy time spiritually, we sometimes do need to take a step back. We do have to, process those energies individually. We have to heal and sort of come into realignment and balance about them. And I do think that's what you've been doing. You've been heeding the call with this Four of Swords here, clarified by death, to really take that rest, to take that time to refocus. Sad Embrace also gives me this energy of solitude, of course, being a number 9, the energy of independence and of introspection. Again, relating back to also hermit energy, which is a number 9. Sad Embrace, someone who's taking that time for themselves to grieve or to process. Death could be the big ending of something, or just of a way of life ending, coming to an end. Again, kind of sort of darkening your day, this otherwise bright and sunny disposition that you often maintain. We have here, though, the second bloom, which is such an important card for you to know about today, because it does say here, it is the second chance. It's never too late, and new possibilities. So there really is a very sort of fortuitous time ahead for you, pile 2. You do have a big shift, a big, period of time. Really what's happening here is you're encountering a period of time where you're undergoing a lot of lessons, a lot of spiritual awareness, a lot of depth to your experience that is evolving you and expanding you into this new version of self. But that's uncomfortable. Change can be very uncomfortable. Look at how this skeleton has this huge, it's like the Grim Reaper almost. I think that's called what is that called? At any rate, this huge like scaffolding, or, this knife energy. It's like cutting away at what no longer serves. But notice also in this death card, there's all of these flowers here. So as much as there may be a death of certain things, there is also healing. There's also abundance still to be had. And we have the Holy Grail here, which says stop the endless searching and inner quest. So you are on an inner quest. And I do think that you are coming to a point where you're not so actively seeking out the things that have eluded you. You have this big love here, pile 2, this King of Cups energy clarified to the Six of Pentacles. You want to give that to others. You want that reciprocated to you. You do have a lot of love to give. You do have a lot that you want to bring to the world. Again, I do think and feel that you have this beautiful, again, radiant and just positively uplifting energy that a lot of people gravitate to. And for some reason, yet you do not have everything that you're hoping to have. You don't have this beautiful relationship perhaps, or your relationship isn't in a good place. Maybe work isn't going well for you, or you are wanting more out of your experience, out of life. You're wide open to it. Again, you're open and receptive. You're coming into a new state of being, though, is what you need to understand. Source is saying to you today, you're in the process of this transformation. This hasn't completed itself yet. This is central to the spread. You're still sort of in this transition phase, but there will be a rebirth. Right now, healing the mother line. You are healing ancestral work and growing up. So what's really significant here is, I think with this growing up card, it's really about you, again, spiritually evolving. Not necessarily you're immature in life, or even chronologically speaking. You may not be a very young person, but it's just about, again, getting out of your head. That was the energy that supported the underlying, sort of theme of the reading, was being this King of Swords. So in this energy of coldness and of shrewdness, and perhaps, critically thinking instead of feeling your way, and being in this optimistic, loving energy, instead being in this more cynical, more others would say realistic, but slightly edgy and jarring energy. I understand it's a very tumultuous time when we have death energy presenting. Death can be wonderful, but it's also very painful often. But again, know too, pile 2, know also that you are undergoing this huge shift, this wonderful expansion, this higher learning and wisdom with the energy of the Hierophant here. And it is going to allow you to have the things in life come to you that you're hoping for. With this Knight of Cups energy, I'm just seeing this as an embodiment of all that you're hoping for that to come to you. The idea of offers, of emotional fulfillment, of a person coming through, or of an opportunity, an offer, again, something, an invitation, whatever this may be, this energy over here that you're really focused on and wanting to have. It does feel like that will be coming to you, but now is not the time. Again, I said these readings could be triggering, and for you especially, I do think you need to kind of take it back to bare bones, if you will, and really focus on the joy of life, the freedom of life, the purpose being joy, and that you're free to choose. It says new avenues for joy at all times. And as you do that, you contribute to the experience of all that is. You help the greater consciousness of this planet by focusing your purpose on joy and making that again a part of your life as it once was, because you also do in turn impact a lot of other individuals through your unique vibration that you bring to the table. So slightly difficult energies for you right now, pile 2, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and get some more information for you. What else does pile 2 need to know? What else do you want pile 2 to know? We have the Fool. So a new beginning is possible for you, pile 2. We have the 8 of Pentacles. Again, work related for sure. There's a lot of elements here of hard work, or focus on finances, focus on the material. We have the Empress, which is a beautiful energy to come through. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And we have the 5 of Swords. What else should we take? Go ahead and clarify these energies with the Rose Oracle once again. Just so you know, if you can hear me shuffling off camera, but you can't see me, I am just out of frame. But everything is shuffled and done live for you. The readings are authentic, never manufactured in any way. We have Trust the Seasons, Embracing Change, Cycles of Life, Transition, and Growth. So again, coming up with that Death energy. The Grandmothers, this also came out in pile 1. Remember your roots, perspective, and trust the weavings. And we also have the Wastelands. Oh my goodness, is that crazy? This also, both of these came out for pile 1. Sustainability, slow down and tend to your garden. So pile 2, that's what's pretty much happening for you right now. Again, we had this Death energy presenting, which is a major card. It's a major arcana card. It's going to represent a major theme or event or happening in your life. We also have the Wheel of Fortune energy presenting. This tells me that, again, you are in the middle of a transition. This wheel is beginning to turn, but it hasn't fully shifted yet. Trust the seasons, embracing the change, cycles of life, transition, and growth. So again, you're undergoing this huge transition, this huge shift. You need to trust the process and the unfolding of that, embracing the changes that comes and not being bitter. With this 5 of Swords energy, it does look again like there's a lot of swords energy presenting here. The swords that have come through have mostly been a little bit of the sharper, less pleasant swords. So I think that's also why you're taking this time to reflect and to sort of step back from others, take this time for self to really reflect and realign with your truth, with the balance within that you have available to you. Again, this radiant sun energy is still a part of who you are. It's just sort of been masked by current life circumstances. But you have at any point in time the ability to begin again with this full energy of newness. It says the Grandmothers is remember your roots, perspective, and to trust the weaving. So there's a lot about trust here. And in truth, we have very divine energies with the Wheel of Fortune here as well. You have to understand that this is all supporting you and helping you. It's not hurting you. It's not a punishment. And that in truth, the universe always has your back and is always making a way for you. But you have to align with the energy to allow those things to come to be and to manifest. So again, this is why we have the Wheel of Fortune energy here also with the Empress, because it's this idea of you having this ability, this very strong sense of manifestation, the ability to step into abundance, to have this new beginning, to embrace the change of the cycles of life as they come, because those cycles are going to turn the wheel and make everything just incredible for you. But it is going to take a little bit of time. You are going to have to again, align with the truth of that energy and embrace it and trust it. We also have the Wasteland, sustainability, slow down and tend to your garden. So as much as you are, so eager to move forward and to put, roots down and to get hard at work, nose to the grindstone, it's more important to just, again, rely on joy, on things that make you feel good, and on slowing down, trusting the process. And it says tending to your garden. think that's what this Four of Swords and this Death energy, again, the Death card had all of these elements of abundance surrounding it. You are tending to your garden right now, pile 2. It's just that, again, there needs to be a little bit more trust. There needs to be a little bit more of a softness of acceptance with this energy as it's presenting. And look at how the Empress here is actually situated in a bridal gown. You know, this is something that may be important to you, a relationship or even a marriage, maybe wanting a marriage proposal for some of you with that Knight of Cups energy. But either way, this is the energy of somebody who is just sitting and waiting for all of these things to come to them that they fully feel they deserve. And of course you do. And would love to have, and yet it's just eluding you. It's because you're not aligning with the energies to make those things happen. So let's get some final guidance for you, pile 2. What can we get for guidance and practical advice for pile 2 to help support them with these current energies, Spirit? We have the Three of Cups. Again, focus on joy and happiness. We have the Emperor stepping back into power and coming up right next to that Empress. Isn't that beautiful? We have the Four of Pentacles. Lots of fours coming up for you today. Stability, groundedness. We have the Hanged Man. And we have the Six of Cups. This is also returning to naivety, to joy, to optimism, the energy of the sun with Leo and representative of children. So children could be significant to you. You may have children or want children or just have very childlike spirit normally, a very joyous, light feeling, again, radiant spirit. And you need to stay in line with that energy, pile 2. Let's go ahead and pull a few more of these. We have Bone Collector. We have Flying, that also came out for pile 1. We have Listening and Rock Bottom. Finally, we have, again, the Well-Being cards by Abraham. One more for guidance for pile 2, please. How interesting is this? This also came out for pile 1. So pile 2, the guidance here, we have Bone Collector, Flying, Listening, and Rock Bottom. I'm drawn to this Rock Bottom card, the energy of 10, of completion, of cycles closing out and ending and new ones beginning. And we have also a number 1, Bone Collector. I really do think it's important that you embrace the change that's presenting to you. I do think there's some resistance. I feel some element of resistance here, especially with this King of Swords energy. But it's important to understand that even if you do feel that you're at rock bottom, and truly we're not. I watched a reading just the other day in which this card came out, and it's interesting to note that, as you can see here, the energy is very interesting in this card because, first of all, I never noticed this until now, but look at how this actually almost gives the perception that you're looking down into something, not necessarily that, you know, that this is the end of the road at the end of a path, but more like these are sides, 4 sides to a well or a, you know, a trench or something, and then this is the bottom. But then again, you also have this path right here, which could be viewed as rock bottom. And yet, look, it even reversed. It's just another path. This energy of rock bottom, I feel, is a little misguided. It's truly not as bad as it seems. You know, but the wastelands, it almost gives me the sensation that you feel like things are much more of a lost cause than they truly are. It's important, again, to stay in appreciation mode as well, pile 2. So close out the cycles that no longer serve you. Allow yourself to either hit rock bottom or just reach that phase where you surrender. We did have the Hanged Man energy come out as well, and that is the idea of surrender, of accepting what is and embracing it. You know, taking control where you can. You had a lot of force come out, which is about stability. It's about the energy of groundedness and of maintaining, again, that idea of harmonization, a little bit of joy. And you can find joy. You have to seek it out. You have to, you know, with listening here, this is card number 8, the energy of infinity and of cycles. Again, this idea of things just never ending, never stopping. Source is always there with you. They're always listening. They're always heeding, you know, your need for guidance. You can feel trusted and supported, but you also have to open up your eyes, your ears, and your spiritual senses and awareness to what is and flow with the divine plan. By stepping into Hanged Man energy, it allows you to do just that. It allows you to step into this energy of receptivity. Again, releasing what no longer serves you. If you feel you're in a bad spot, let it all go. Again, Bone Collector. No need to keep score here. You know, preserve what bare bones perhaps with that death energy that you need to, that remains, but then release all the rest. Flying here. The energy of flying is about, again, just becoming light and easy and letting it all be free and to flow and to go. You know, this Emperor energy is about stability and groundedness and security also. It's about being empowered and stepping into that power. With the Three of Cups, embracing joy, as well as the Six of Cups, you know, getting that childlike wonder and sense of resiliency back, regaining that sense of joyfulness and optimism and that radiant spirit that, again, was the very first sort of impression that we had about this pile. You are a very radiant being overall, pile 2, and you need to step back into that energy and see things more clearly and not as they appear, because I'm hearing that's an illusion. Things are shifting for you. They may be moving slowly, but they are. You sort of are what need to kind of step into the energy of surrender and not hold up the process for it to kind of move a little bit more swiftly or a little bit more easily. In closing out, we have most say, when I get that, I will be joyful. But you must be joyful first. You must start with the determination that I will not settle for less than feeling good. Joy is the most important thing at all times. Through the corridor of my joy is the pathway to my desire. And that truly is how you get everything that you are hoping for, pile 2. That's how you achieve all of your dreams. That's how all of your manifestations, your abundance in the positive direction can flow to you, is by being in the vibration of joy and happiness. So above all, you know, try to regain that sense of happiness back, you know, but step into surrender and you'll see how freeing even that is. That first card that we had come up for you was about freedom. Purpose of life being joy, and then also about freedom. Well, guess what? To release control and to surrender to what is, that's also freedom. You have the capability and the ability to change the outcome, to change the experience that you're encountering, and to have that wheel shift more smoothly, to have all of these blessings come to you, and to really, again, release very quite easily what no longer serves you, to fly above it and move and ascend beyond those circumstances so that you can get back into this radiant, beautiful energy that you often embody. And so that you can manifest what you truly desire, whether that's love or a new career or just more stability, you know, anything at all that your heart desires. You have to set that intention and then align with the vibration that allows it in. And the path to that, as Spirit says, is joy. That's very much a resistance barrier for you right now. So step back into joy, step into appreciation, get back to self, ground yourself, and you're going to see how things evolve. So pile 2, I still hope this has been of help to you. If you have enjoyed this reading, I would love for you to decide to subscribe and be notified when I post by clicking that notification bell. Then we're friends officially, and we can, you know, connect here on another day. I love making these videos and sharing them with everyone, connecting in this space. It's an honor to do so. I'm so appreciative of all the support. So be sure to come back another time, again, if you've enjoyed this reading. Until next time, pile 2, I'm sending you lots of love and healing energy as you make your way through this shift in life. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye. Hi, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose this beautiful piece of Amazonite and the Pacific Northwest Tarot. Beautiful, independently created deck. I took a little break between piles 1 and 2 and pile 3, so we are set and ready to go. We are asking today for just universal guidance from Spirit, whatever you most need to know or be made aware of. The cards every pile though today, no matter how much of a break I take, they've just been really crazy. It's like I'm the first time ever shuffling these cards, like not smooth going. At any rate, universal, just open-ended guidance from source is always going to be ideal. The reason being, you know, as fun and exciting as it is to check in with our person of interest, or, you know, topics that we're specifically looking towards, which could be love or, you know, focus on one particular area. What's nice about these readings is when we leave it opened up to Spirit, it'll come through a lot of things. It'll bring up advice and guidance and clarity or wisdom on things that perhaps, you know, aspects of our lives that we're not consciously aware of or we're not focused on. So we wouldn't even think to ask those things. that makes these readings incredibly invaluable. Not only that, but you know, Source loves us unconditionally, and I just don't think there's any purer type of reading than when we allow Spirit to speak directly to us in whatever way they need to about whatever it is we need to know. So piles 1 and 2 were both awesome. They really went very smoothly, had very different messages, but just, I think, were incredible. We'll see what happens for you, pile 3. We're going to start, of course, with this gorgeous tarot, and we'll pull, see, all day. And we'll pull some oracle cards as well. Get lots of insights for you on whatever you need to know most with the current energies, and also supporting you with guidance on how you can best move forward from these energies. I promise you, if you've ever watched another video of mine, I've never had as much difficulty today. The cards have been flying all over the table. They're not shuffling well. But the messages themselves have been super, super resonating and deep. So once we actually get the cards on the table, then things have been fine. But just, I've never encountered an issue with the cards shuffling like I have today. There's really, perhaps a lot of viewers are in a lot of resistance currently about certain life circumstances. So remains to be seen. And it's annoying me now, so I'm going to be done shuffling, and here's where we're at. Go ahead and set yourself in receiving mode. Set the intention that you are prepared to take in the messages as they present for you today, pile 3. Also select your sign if you feel called to do so. By doing that, you just allow Spirit to communicate more directly with you. By the way, if you haven't noticed, I use the terms Spirit and Source interchangeably because they are one and the same entity or being or energy to me. But yeah, you know, you just want to go ahead and select a sign, which can be anything of significance to you. It just helps to anchor those messages and their meaning, that you can take them in as true, and it helps to foster a loving, trusting relationship to Source. When you ask and it is given, it helps validate things and make you feel a bit more trusting and assured. So for pile 3, what does pile 3 need to know most? 4 of Cups. Okay, we've got Cancerian energy for me with that crab presenting. There we go. We have the Empress. She has come out in all piles today. We're definitely dealing with the energy of abundance being blocked here with this 2 of Swords. But that's, again, been a universal concept in all piles today, so no worries. We have Chariot energy for you. And the Hierophant with Bee Spirit. Clarifying these energies, we have the 6 of Cups. Okay. The Knight of Pentacles. The Page of Cups. This is not my intention, but appears to be a pretty love-focused reading. If you're not interested in those insights from Spirit, I invite you to select one of the other piles. Ace of Swords and 7 of Pentacles coming out as well for you. And from the Enchanted Map Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. Golden Palace, number 23, which reduces to 5. Also present in the Hierophant energy there. And card 20, Flying, that's come out in all piles today as well. From the Rose Oracle deck, which is a beautifully newly created deck by Rebecca Campbell. I've actually done a deck review on this. Look, isn't that stunning? Beautiful rose energy throughout. Trust the Seasons. This also came out for, I believe, pile 2. The Wild Rose. There's a new one now. All right. And we have a little bit more space. I'm going to go ahead and pull Abraham. The main event isn't the destination. It's my joyous journey. Okay. Underlying energy that supports the overall theme of the reading today is the Lovers. As I said, it is a love-focused reading. And I want to find out what this Six of Cups is about. Seven of Swords. The Page of Swords. And the Eight of Cups. Okay. All right. Pile 3. So pile 3, what's coming through quite clearly for me here, especially with this Four of Cups, which is the energy of rejection, clarified by the Six of Cups, is there has been a divinely guided rejection that is meant to serve you, support your ascension, but is obviously proved to be very painful because somebody has either deceived you and betrayed you in some way, but has otherwise stepped away from you, perhaps cut off contact, disconnected themselves from you. And as we can see in this Eight of Cups image, they have walked away. What's important to remember here, and Spirit is highlighting for you, that you are an Empress. You are this divine embodiment of feminine energy, of yin energy, receptivity, of abundance, of the ability to manifest regardless of what is going on in your external experience or regardless of anybody else coming in or out of it. The Knight of Pentacles here is an energy that's slow moving, but it's steady, it's grounded, it's secure, and it's sure. What this is telling me is that this person is going to circle back around. It's very important that you know this message today. I think that you've been feeling very down, having a lot of doubtfulness about this connection in current time. It's been difficult for you to process. Being drawn to this Golden Palace energy here, which is card number 23, which obviously reduces down to number 5, the energy of the Hierophant of higher learning. And this is showing me here that there is so much abundance to be had. Look at how the energy of the moon is very faint, but it's definitely there. This radiant light kind of surrounding this beautiful opulent palace, but it's situated on this very stable ground, this hill, but the very edge. It kind of gives me this indication that there is an element of risk and of trust that's needed in order to attain your goals, and yet you've been unwilling to step into that energy. We also have here to actually trust the process, to trust the divine guidance and the divine path as it presents, even in light of painful circumstances. We actually have trust the seasons, embracing change, cycles of life, transition, and growth. You are in a time of transition, pile 3. You are on the way towards all of your blessings, but you're in a time of, again, higher learning, of wisdom, of soul searching and seeking. You are in this Hierophant energy, this bee spirit here coming through to represent this idea of collaboration, of community community mindset. It's about collaboration and creation and coming together for the greater good. With it being clarified by the Seven of Pentacles, this lends me to believe that you're sitting in an energy of one in which you are investing in a long-term future or hoping for long-term success that's been taking a long time to develop, and yet you are not heeding necessarily all of the lessons or opportunities for growth and, again, wisdom that accompany all of these experiences you've had with others that help support this ascension, this growth, and this investment that you are creating. I can't help but be drawn to the fact that there's bees positioned in both of these cards. Bees are all about abundance as well. They carry the necessary nectar that supports the pollination of the flowers, that lends to all of the abundance of the harvest, the fruits and the flowers, and all of this sweetness in life. We can't attain that sweetness without having the knowledge and the support of others in this case, and taking the wisdom, gleaning the wisdom from those experiences and applying them to our life. You've been very shut out and shut down with this Two of Swords energy. I do think that you've been very unwilling to engage. With this Page of Cups energy, I initially read this and do still as this person re-entering your field of awareness at some point. However, I'm also taking this to say these are other people, again, the bees in your life, those that are hovering around you, buzzing around, that are there to support you, to provide that sweetness, that loving encouragement. You're not heeding those insights or trusting in the support that is surrounding you right now, pile 3. And you really need to open yourself up to those energies because it's, again, helping to support your ascension. You are a divine being and you are capable of this Empress energy. But you do seem so self-focused and so, which is not a bad thing, but so heavily set on a specific or particular goal in mind. This Chariot energy, which is divine, forward momentum is also, very quick here, very much on a steady path. But it says the main event isn't the destination. It's my joyous journey. And I do think that that's what the truth of the matter is that you're needing to have revealed to you today, is that it's not so much about how quickly you can get somewhere or how independently you can arrive at something, but it's about enjoying the journey along the way. It's about enjoying those sweet times shared with others. It's about leaning on others and having that interdependence, that sense of support and of care from others around you, while also, again, staying guided and aligned on your own true path. I think that as soon as you got rejected, as soon as you had this fallout with this person, you shut down. You were not willing to entertain anyone else. You're not even willing to view love in all forms in the same way anymore. You're just, again, very nose to the grindstone, focusing ahead. And it's not supporting you. It's not supporting you and serving you well. In fact, it's putting you in a state of resistance. And really what you want to be doing right now is flying. You want to be feeling at ease and just sailing across all of these obstacles and challenges you may be facing, including this rejection. You just want to feel carefree. You want to just transcend and transmute those energies is what I'm hearing. That's what's going to unlock the key to this golden palace that you're waiting to, attain. We also have the wild rose. Do it your way. Embrace your uniqueness and untamed. So again, while that can be a good thing, independence is always admired and is a very, very, a desirable quality. But at the same time, doing it your way, it's sort of a message here that you've been doing that a little too much and you're not enjoying or appreciating the support and the value of others around you in your experience that simply want to help. The lover's energy underneath here is not just about love energy itself, but it's also about decision making and choice. And I do feel like you feel a bit of bitterness and resentment because you feel that choices have been removed and taken away from you, that you don't have many options. And this is also what's encouraging you in your mind to continue on this path with this Chariot energy, almost like the war path. Like, I'm not going to let anything else stand in my way and no one else is going to tell me no. It's almost like a spiteful, I'm going to show you energy. You've been rejected. Or there's been some sort of, again, just breakdown in a connection, and it's really thrown you off course, pile 3. And that doesn't need to be the case. It's really upsetting, I'm sure, for you to realize this if you haven't, because you are someone who's naturally very abundant and very good at manifesting. I'm not so sure that's the case for love energy. It does seem overall in your physical world that that's something that's been sort of easy to come by, is success, perhaps in finances or career, or just maintaining a radiant, beautiful, abundant spirit. That's also a very prominent concept in pile 2. So these piles are a little bit connected. If you relate and resonate with this one, you might want to consider watching that pile as well. But at the same time, again, this energy of the lovers, notice how these lovers are situated near each other, but they're not even touching. It's almost like everything gets very close and orbits around you in your field of awareness, but never fully comes to rest within your grasp. It never fully reaches you and makes contact. And again, the energy here is that there's a lot of resistance. This was a divinely guided rejection. You need to know that first and foremost. There's a lot more that you need to be working towards, pile 3, and it doesn't involve focusing on a loving connection right now. It's about enjoying the spirit of community, of prosperity, of abundance, of industriousness, just working towards goals. But you don't have to alienate everyone along the way, even as you're hurting because someone's done that to you. What else does pile 3 need to know, Spirit? We have the 10 of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Cups. Oh, how beautiful. We have the Queen of Cups. Some of my favorite cards in this entire deck. The King of Cups. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And we have the 10 of Swords. You guys, 4 of my favorite cards in this in any tarot deck, but especially in this one. This is my card. That's my astrological sign. It's my favorite animal. It's just a beautiful, beautiful card. We have the World also on the bottom. So pile 3, what you need to know is that there's so much abundance, there's so much happiness and fulfillment, emotional fulfillment available to you, but you have to get yourself into balance before you can align with the energy of meeting your perfect vibrational match, your partner. that allows you to achieve all of this. You know, the 10 of Cups here, as you can quite clearly see, is a family. It's representative very heavily of that communal sort of family unit, the stability and harmony and joy of the presence of having that family sort of dynamic. And then, of course, with the 10 of Pentacles, with this tree situated here, it's all about the idea of big abundance, prosperity, and growth. All of that is available to you. These King of Cups and Queen of Cups couple energy here presenting. Cups are all about emotion. They're all about caring and compassion, intuition. This is a very deep soul-based connection. And in fact, I saw that come up here as well with the 4 of Cups clarified by the 6 of Cups, as to say a divine counterpart of sorts, a soulmate, a twin flame, whatever you identify as, has definitely, you know, rejected you, or there's been a breakdown in the connection, but again, it's been divinely guided. You are meant to be with this person, or this person is going to make their way back to you, and you will have an opportunity to come together in harmony as a perfect pair. But with this 10 of Swords energy, there has to be a closure of some cycles before that can take place. A cycle of pain I'm hearing, and also again of resistance. You have to let this bitterness go about your life not working out as you wanted it to, that you're not getting where you want to as quickly as you want to, that you're not enjoying the journey and you're more focused on the destination. This card also says, you did not come forth seeking assignments to complete. You came forth for reason to flow and to love and enjoy life. Even though you will return home at the end of any vacation, the idea of your holiday is not to complete it as quickly as possible so that you can check it off of your list. The idea of your vacation and of this life experience is to have a joyous experience. So again, it's not about rushing through in order to get to what you believe the pinnacle or the best outcome is. While this is certainly a beautiful, loving energy, and anybody would be incredibly happy and, you know, eager to embrace that, there's a lot I'm hearing that you're not heeding, again, related to this energy of the Hierophant here, and also that energy that we saw earlier, where was it here? You know, trust the seasons, embracing change, and number 5 with the Golden Palace. There's a lot of opportunities for growth and continued spiritual expansion here first before you achieve all of this. And you have to understand and recognize the value in those experiences as well. And while you may be able to stay eager for what's to come, you have to be content and surrender to what is and actually embrace it. And that's the part that you're missing. The World energy here is about, again, a beautiful level of completion and happiness. And all of that can be yours, symbolic of this beautiful rose here with all of this radiance surrounding it. I really do think that your life is going to come into full bloom, pile 3, but it's going to take some time to get there. And there's a little bit more that you need to focus on first before those energies align to be able to manifest and make happen. So let's go ahead and get some more guidance from Spirit on what needs to happen. What's the practical advice for you on what can happen, or should happen, I should say, in order for you to, you know, be back in line with the divine path to manifest these energies? What does pile 3 need to do right now? The Ace of Pentacles. We have the 9 of Swords. The 5 of Pentacles. The 4 of Pentacles. The Queen of Swords. Underneath this energy is the Wheel of Fortune. From the Enchanted Map Oracle once again, we have Gentle Gardener and Rock Bottom. This also came out for, I believe, pile 2. We're going to go ahead and pull a few more of these Rose Oracle cards. We have the Bloom. Creations realized, right time, harvest and celebrate. As I said, your life is going to come into bloom with that rose on the World card. This is definitely an energy coming through for you. And we have Codes of the Seeds. The blueprint is within you. Take the next step. This is all about hibernation, about incubation. Look at how the energy, the imagery on this card is supportive of the idea of a fetus within the womb, growing and getting stronger and preparing for their new life, their new world once they've been born. So this is like a rebirth, and the bloom, as creations realize, is the right time. There's a harvest about to take place, and there's going to be time to celebrate. With the idea of harvest, we have this gentle gardener card, card 2, which is the energy of collaboration, also of partnerships. For me, this is striking me as a connection to spirit, as we have all of these beautiful energies of children that are just very unaware, naive, but pure-hearted, light-spirited. How should I say this? Very free-spirited, light-hearted, and optimistic and free. And we have the energy of, Mother Earth or Grandmother Earth, whatever you'd like to say, spirit energy there, kind of watching over lovingly all of these earthbound energies. And I do think that's important to realize, pile 3. As you're tending to your garden, your harvest, which is about to come to pass, you have to know that you're supported every step of the way. And in truth, we have this Wheel of Fortune energy, the energy again of 10, which is also present here. The idea of cycles completing, of divine energy coming in to sort of clear the air, move through these difficult energies, get you out of this rock bottom energy, and of course to support you, to help promote that cycle shift, that energy changing and flowing more freely and shifting out of this difficulty. What's interesting about this 10 also, this rock bottom card, is that I noticed this myself. This almost looks like you could be looking down into it. Not necessarily that this is one path and this is the other. And, in truth, if you look at it from either way, it's just one path or the other. Neither is worse or better than the other. But this also to me looks like 4 walls and that you're looking down. So this is an idea of perspective change, how it's never as bad as it seems. And it's more about shifting the focus and seeing things more clearly and differently. And I think that's what this Queen of Swords energy is about, is seeing things with a more discerning and less critical, but more wise state of mind, and not so much being stuck in anxiety or bitterness or fear or any sort of ill-gotten negative emotion that's holding you back and keeping you stuck in these limited thought patterns with this 5 of Pentacles energy, this feeling of lack, this feeling of loss, or of things not coming to you fully in the way that you think they should, as they should, or in the exact context that they should, that you'd want them to be. It's causing you to be very restrictive in how you're living your life, not living as abundantly and as freely as you could be with this Empress energy, as a divine, I'll say feminine energy for the viewers watching, and as somebody who is naturally a very abundant personality and energy, a very abundant spirit. You're not meant to be in this 4 of Pentacles. This is the energy of preservation and reservation, of being restricted, of holding on to and hoarding what you have. Look at this little bird, has just a few pentacles and it's just holding for dear life onto whatever they have so they can put it in their reserves. It's not about that, pile 3. It's really about prospering. It's about enjoying the journey, and it's about being open and embracing all forms of abundance, however they may come to you. There is a new beginning that is ahead for you. Ace of Pentacles coming out here for you to help you see that there is a newness that is happening, that is under development right now, that is incubating. With the codes of the seeds, it's helping to affirm for you and support you in seeing that this newness, this new energy of a brand new beginning is on its way to you. It is just being tended to right now in the garden, pile 3. The bloom is coming. I want to get a little bit of information more to tap into this Lover's energy. Do we need any further information or guidance on this love connection, this soulmate connection? We have the King of Wands. We have the Hanged One, or the Hanged Man. Another idea of incubation here. We have the 2 of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. So this person's always intending to come back and return to you. We even have the Star on the bottom. Lots of beautiful energies presenting for you today, pile 3. So if that was a concern for you, if you're worried about taking the focus off of this person, or again, I think it's important that this message comes through for you today to know that this person has always meant to return to you. They're just taking some time for themselves as well right now, as you need to be. Surrendering to what is, even though the circumstances are uncomfortable or unbalanced, and allowing themselves to, I think, really be mindful of their choices in going forward. And again, also starting to embrace and enjoy the journey and the process of the unfolding before they take action. So never doubt that this person's still connected to you and still has a strong desire to be, in your field of awareness, even if they're not currently. That message may be helpful and comforting for you in moving forward with your life independently. Again, follow the divine path of the Chariot, but in a more aligned and balanced way, utilizing those others that are wanting to be there to support you, whether emotionally or physically. You can lean on others as long as you are, of course, still relying first and foremost on self and maintaining that strength and stepping back into that abundant energy of the Empress, which you know that you are capable of. But this new beginning is ahead for you, pile 3. This relationship will circle back around. You do have some work that you need to attend to. Spirit is really wanting you to reframe your perspective and to step into surrender and into acceptance of this incubation time before all of these joyous changes take place. And if you do that, you're going to see that everything is going to fall in line. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So pile 3, I so hope you've enjoyed this reading today and that it's been of help to you. If you would like to return for another day in another video here in my space to connect, I would so appreciate it. I love it, and I'm so honored every time anyone chooses to come back here. For every new subscriber, it means the world to me, and that's such a quick, easy energy exchange for the free content you've received. So just click that subscribe button, that notification bell. You'll also then, of course, be notified every time I post. Until next time, I hope to see you for a future video. I am sending you so much abundant, just beautiful healing energy to support you as you move through the shifts and changes currently presenting for you in your experience. And I hope you take great care. Bye-bye.